therapy is not a good fit for everybody. And before you come at me in the comment section, make sure that you watch this entire video. Do I think that everybody at some point could benefit from working with the therapist that's right for them? Absolutely. But that's not always possible. And that's not the reality that we always live in. I have spoken to over 50 women in just the last 2 weeks alone. And here are just some of the experiences that I've heard about. One woman said that in her first session with a therapist, her therapist told her that she must be over-exaggerating because there's no way that what happened to her was that bad. Another woman shared with me her repetitive disappointments with therapy. Her first therapist, after her second session, said she could no longer take her insurance. Her second therapist, after the fourth session, just up and quit. Her third therapist continued to insist that she be put on medication after she was very clear that that was not something that she wanted to do. And her fourth therapist spent 80% of the session just talking about herself. She said after that, she swore off therapy and was never going back. And to be honest, I can't blame her. Another woman said that she has been in therapy for 8 years, a few different therapists, and never once has anybody mentioned that her nervous system could have anything to do with her anxiety. And another woman shared that she'd been in therapy for 6 years and doesn't feel at all any better. And every single one of those women, and so many more that I've talked to, walked away from their experience in therapy feeling like they were the problem, feeling worse off and hopeless that they were never going to heal. If this didn't work for them, it must be because of them, because it was working for other people. And I know there's going to be somebody in the comments who's like, they just need to try again and find a therapist who's a better fit for them. And I don't think you're wrong. I think there probably is a therapist out there somewhere who would be a right fit for all of those women. But I also know that there is trauma and trust issues that come from showing up in an office with a person that you are vulnerable with. Those first few sessions with a new therapist are awful most of the time. They are so gut-wrenchingly hard to revisit, to kind of reset that baseline. And based on just those 4 stories that I told you, can you blame them for thinking that therapy might not be the best fit for them? And I'm not here to convince anybody out of therapy if it's working for you. That's amazing. But I am here to validate those of you who feel like therapy wasn't a good fit or that therapy isn't working for you. I'm here to tell you that I was one of those people who healed tenfold through a coaching relationship than I ever did in a therapeutic one. And there are so many other options to heal out there, and coaching is just one of them. If you found this validating or helpful, stick around. We have lots of conversations like this here.